They seem to be on their way behind another sterling pitching performance from the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Brewers have not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position against a Los Angeles Dodgers starter. They've led this series for 11 minutes. Two pitchers in back-to-back games go 8+ innings. We haven't seen that since 2016. It was Bumgarner and Cueto. So I'm going to start with you, Pedro. What are we watching right now? Because I don't think I've ever seen this. In fact, I know we've never seen it.
Well, what I'm watching here is a very complete Dodger unit that's out there with a mission. And just like I was talking today in an interview, I said, this team, regardless of all the hype, all the money, and all the things that people want to really bring out about the Dodgers, they understand what they're into. They understand their business. They put everything aside. You know, the stardom in Hollywood, the fame, everything, where they're from, and they come to the field to play. That says a lot about the character that they have in that clubhouse and how those guys behave. They don't really pay attention to anything else but the game. Because this team, the Milwaukee Brewers, is a really good team. So was the Philadelphia Phillies. And we have seen them just take over in tie games, in any situation, playing outstanding defense. That says a lot about how professional those guys are in the clubhouse, and that goes from top to bottom.
Before the game, Jimmy, you talked about the importance of not chasing Yamamoto pitches. 111 pitches, 81 strikes, and he got those guys chasing all night long.
Definitely, and then we saw the first pitch of the game, their game plan to stay aggressive on the fastball. After that, Yamamoto made the adjustment, and we always talk about it. Pitching can neutralize a good offense. If the pitcher's throwing strike one and he's dotting it, not just throwing meatballs over the middle of the plate, and then he can get you to chase with his off speed, he's going to dominate. We've seen that tonight. We're talking about a team that doesn't chase much, but they didn't put anything and play hard after that first inning because he was dominating. Strike one, never in the same zone. Pitching up, pitching down, the big slow curveball, and that pitch right there. That split finger is devastating. And when you get that going against a team that is struggling, they really are. I mean, even the last season, they scored some runs early, and then they just fall off. It happened tonight. They scored in the first, and there's nothing going on. And when you have a pitcher that can go out there, especially after a performance like Blake Snell, and make them look just as, I guess, normal, the average Joe style,
Jimmy,
it's a bad combination.
Let me tell you something. I don't think they're struggling, really. I think the Milwaukee Brewers were trying to do what they normally do. What they ran into is great pitching. And Yamamoto tonight was outstanding. His stuff was electric. And that's probably why he was able to pinpoint, control the entire game with his fastball. And then when he needed to, he ran to the slow breaking ball, which is a surprise to me that he was in such a command. And also the wipeout split that we saw strike out the last hitter. I think they have been pitched so well that it makes them look like they're struggling, but I don't think they are. They just were overmatched by Blake Snell and Yamamoto.
And if we would have come in today's game and say that the Dodgers 1 through 3 hitters were 2 for 13 with 4 Ks, Peralta did his thing. But the bats at the bottom of the lineup, you mentioned it to Teoscar, boy, were they alive.
It's amazing that we have these MVPs at the top of the lineup that still haven't really got it going. They've got a couple hits here, couple hits there, but even Ohtani's single to score a run there, you can see the excitement on his face because they're trying to go ahead and know the things that they can deliver. But as Teoscar mentioned, their lineup is so deep. And even after you get through 1 through 3, have and face them, you can't take a breath because the rest of the lineup can hurt you. The Hernandez brothers can get you. Even Paz at the bottom getting the bunt down, which was huge in this time of the game, at this time of the year, executing on all different areas. Ohtani with the stolen base, a sacrifice bunt, homers from Teoscar, homers from Max Muncy. Name a guy, everyone in this lineup can hurt you at any time, and they've been doing that.
At bats with runners in scoring position in this series, Dodgers 21, Brewers 1. That's why the Dodgers have now won 17 of their last 21 postseason games. The question is, can they do it at home? We're going to find out. We already know it's going to be Glasnow on the mound for the Dodgers. They're going to wait until probably an hour before the game to give us the starter for the Brewers. Snell and Yamamoto looking like prime Shaq and Kobe right now. don't have to worry about the Dodgers bullpen if they never get into the game. Smart,
Just
Matt.
so that you remember.
Two aces on the mound, Freddie Peralta and Yamamoto. What a performance it was from him. We start off, first pitch of the game from Yamamoto, Ding Dong Johnson. Ding Dong Jackson Churio. This place was going nuts. You couldn't have asked for a better start than that play right there.
So you saying Ding Dong Jackson?
Ding Dong Jackson Churio. Top second now, one out, and Teoscar Hernandez answers back with a towering Ding Dong Johnson. His fourth home run of the postseason. And then how about this? Andy Pajes came into tonight, one hit in 27 at-bats, and this one was enormous, Jimmy.
I've said it before. It only takes one swing. And Charlie said this all the time, Jimmy, it's not about how many you get, son, it's how many you get that count. And that one counted right there. That put the Dodgers ahead, and they did not look back.
Gave him the lead. We move now, top six, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Matt Muncy on a 3-2 count to center field. We saw this one turn into a double play last night. It was about a foot taller, and that also made Muncy the Dodgers' all-time postseason home run leader with 14, passing Justin and Corey Seager.
He's got to stay away from center field. All those balls a little too close, but hey, once you get it over, it still counts.
Ashby now pitching. Shohei Ohtani gets that long-lost single that we've been waiting for. Another run for Kike Hernandez. It was 4-1 Dodgers. And, of course, the story, Pedro Yamamoto, his shortest stint in the majors against the Brewers this year in July. And now his first complete game in the postseason against the Brewers.
But you know what? With that kind of stuff that you saw there, I'm not surprised he went from the shortest to the longest. Congrats to him, and that was just an outstanding outing. Wow, impressive. We have been so impressed with the Dodgers pitching. If it continues, I'm sorry to say it, I have a lot of faith in the Brewers, but I don't think it's going to last too long. They continue to pitch the way they have.
They still have Shohei. They still have Glass now. Let's hear some post-game talk from this incredible performance from Yamamoto.
Both great. You know, both those pitchers were as dominant as two pitchers have been. You know, we chased way more than we've chased all year. We've been the best in baseball at not chasing. These pitchers brought out the worst in us. Yeah, if I would have told you that the Dodgers are going to score 7 runs in 2 games and what was the outcome in the first 2 games, I'd say there's a chance we won one of them for sure. You know, our pitching is beat up, you know that. I mean, it was the emotional series with the Cubs, and then our pitching's been, so we weren't as sharp, but I thought Freddie pitched well. And, you know, I thought Ashby came in and did a great job. Gasser came in and did a great job. Anderson came in and did a great job. So we had some good performances, but offensively, you've got to grind out at bats, and that's what been our forte. The ball strike has been really at the core of our offensive success, and sometimes great pitching brings out the worst in you.
28 times in the postseason, the road team has won the first 2 games in a best-of-7 series. 25 times that team has gone on to win, so just under 90%. Jimmy, what is it going to take for the Brewers' bats to come alive, other than they don't have to face Snell and Yamamoto for the next 2 matchups?
Well, they got Glass now and Ohtani. I don't think there's any hope of them coming alive, but they can find a way to add pressure. Having good at-bats, as Murph said, they've chased a lot, and great pitching will do that for you because you're trying to get something going. Someone's trying to step up and get that big swing, which we saw early, but then nothing. They fell flat because Yamamoto made the adjustment. But if you can keep pressure on a pitcher, get them in a stretch, get runners in scoring position, eventually somebody will start to cross the plate. But if you're not even getting yourself in position and the only thing you're doing is driving the ball out the yard against this pitching staff, it's going to be a long night.
And it's been tough. You know, he had less than 20 pitches from the stretch. We're trying to put pressure on. They're not drawing the walks. They're not getting along at bats. He had less than 100 pitches going into the 9th inning. But that's credit to the Dodgers pitching staff. Doc Roberts, I talked to him when I got a chance to cover that Philly series, and he mentioned we're set up as a traditional playoff team than we've ever been before. The year before, it was all the bullpen.
All bullpen.
Now they actually have starters that can come out there and be called upon, and they're delivering. To have truly 4 starters ready to roll, they're unlike any other team in the postseason, and they're relying on them, and they're all coming up big.
Yeah, everyone's waiting to announce their starting pitching an hour before the game. Meanwhile, Roberts is like, here's who we got for the week, so don't ask me anymore. But I don't know. This has been your Brew Crew all year, and they've been a phenomenal watch. These fans have been great, but it's looking like too tall of a mountain to climb now.
Well, at this point, yes. I'm hoping that they get an opportunity to find one of those starters, maybe on a little bit weaker day than they had the last 2 days. And plus, you have to credit the Dodgers with playing great defensive games.
Sure.
They have come clutch when they need to. They have hit enough homers to actually make it past the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers, I think, did not execute as much as they wanted to, but with that kind of pitching, I mean, all you have to do is just say like I once said, tip your hat and let them go, because I'm not going to say other things, but tip your hat and let them go, because the Dodgers are playing almost perfect baseball, and that's very unusual at this time of year.
Another thing that happens,
another
thing that happens is, and Pedro knows this, and I've seen it when our pitchers got on the roll. You see that guy that threw the night before. Oh, I have to match that.
Yes.
It's a competition. They want to look at each other like, yeah, you did it, I did it too. And it goes on and on and on. And right now, these guys are at the top of their game. It's not like, well, I've been struggling, I'm hoping to come and back that up. It's like, no, as good as you were, I want to go out there and be just as dominant. And they've done that in back-to-back nights.
And speaking of being as good as you were, could it be, and I'm going to bring it to both of y'all, the Dodgers lost 6 games out of the 6 they played to the Brewers. Yamamoto got beat up bad here.
Yes,
are they looking at it going, all right, y'all got me then, I'm going to try to come back and get you now?
Well, I'm gonna answer first. You heard the interview for Blake Snell. He says, "Hey, they're not regular Joes to us.
I'm not believing
They
that.
beat us in the 6 regular season games, so they were well aware that they had their number during the regular season. But once again, you take the regular season and throw it out the back, and you start brand new games in the postseason. So this is what the Dodgers came to do. They're not taking them for granted or any lightly. They're coming after them.
And going with that, sometimes you take a team too lightly. Like, we're the Dodgers, they're the Brewers. You come to a city, which we call those sleeper cities. You come out here and get your butt handed to you. You go back next time serious, and they came out serious this series.
Now, we did see this 2015 Cubs-Mets. Cubs swept the season series in the regular season. Mets swept them in the NLCS. And you might say, hey, at least it's no Snell and Yamamoto. We did see Glass now, Game 4 against the Phillies, 6 scoreless, 2 hits. They just keep coming. And we're not even talking about Shohei Ohtani.